How did No Man's Sky turn a disastrous launch into a legendary comeback? In 2016, the game promised 18 quintillion planets and endless exploration, but it crashed hard under its own hype. Players were furious, and developers even faced death threats. Yet the small team refused to quit. After 29 free major updates in 8 years, No Man's Sky didn't just improve, it blasted off beyond expectations. From failure to triumph, No Man's Sky evolved into one of gaming's greatest redemption stories. This is the evolution of No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky was born from Sean Murray's bold vision during a midlife crisis that reshaped his creative journey. In 2012, while working on Joe Danger 2, he felt trapped in a cycle of sequels and longed for something more meaningful. Inspired by childhood dreams of becoming an astronaut, he envisioned a game that would let players feel like pioneers of the universe, discovering planets no one had ever seen. Murray wanted No Man's Sky to capture the wonder of exploring the unknown, drawing from classic space games like Elite, Star Control 2, and Free Space, along with the breathtaking simplicity of Journey. Yet his vision was even greater. Forget the usual dark, dystopian themes of most sci-fi. Murray went full-on optimistic, envisioning a universe where players could wander alien worlds without tripping over apocalyptic cliches. His ultimate goal? To create an experience where every player would see something no one's seen before, making each adventure unique. A game that would redefine what exploration in gaming could be. With Joe Danger's success, Sean Murray finally had the funds to go from making motorcycle stunts to building entire universes. He started No Man's Sky solo before assembling a team of 4 people. Yep, 4. And to make it more dramatic, they kept it secret from the rest of their studio. By the time the first teaser launched at the 2013 VGX Awards, the rest of the Hello Games team learned about No Man's Sky. With just 13 people, they set out to create an entire galaxy. Ambitious? Yes. Insane? Definitely. Meanwhile, Star Citizen has a team of around 1,000 developers and over $700 million in crowdfunding, making it one of the highest funded projects in gaming history. Yet, despite starting production in 2011, it still doesn't even have a release date. But then, disaster struck on Christmas Eve when a flood destroyed most of their office. Sean Murray considered throwing in the towel, probably a soaked one. But the team's determination kept the dream alive. Then came Sony, rolling in like a corporate Santa Claus, dropping and funding a golden ticket to showcase their trailer at E3 2014. The result? An explosion of excitement, leaving gamers ready to pack their bags and move to space. Fun fact. During development, No Man's Sky was codenamed Project Skyscraper. To keep its current name, Hello Games had to go through a 3-year legal battle with the British TV company Sky, which, interestingly, also blocked Skype from trademarking its name in Europe. After finally winning in 2016, Sean Murray tweeted, "Yay! We finally settled with Sky. We can call our game No Man's Sky." 3 years of secret, stupid legal nonsense over. By the time No Man's Sky was ready to launch, the hype wasn't just high, it was orbiting Jupiter. The fan base was so devoted, it was described as almost a religion. Movies like Gravity, Interstellar,
Murph, I love you.
and The Martian made everyone dream of the stars.
Mark Watney's still alive.
In your face, Neil Armstrong.
While SpaceX's rocket launches made space exploration feel real again, hype went interstellar. But hype has a dark side. Expectations soared, and the pressure on the small indie team was suffocating. When the game was delayed, fans didn't take it well. Both Sean Murray and journalist Jason Schreier, who reported the delay, received death threats. 2 weeks before launch, the cracks started showing. A Redditor paid a massive $1,250 for a leaked PlayStation 4 copy, only to find bugs, missing features, and a whole lot of disappointment. Sean Murray tried to save face, asking fans to avoid spoilers, saying, "We've spent years filling No Man's Sky with surprises. Please don't spoil it for yourself." The leaks hinted at disaster, but the real storm was about to hit like a meteor. Fun fact, at E3, Sean Murray had to turn down a meeting with Kanye West, and the reason was pretty wild. He was busy meeting Elon Musk and Steven Spielberg. Poor Kanye. Must have been tough for a guy who thinks he's the center of the universe. No Man's Sky landed on PlayStation and PC in August 2016, leaving Xbox players with a 2-year wait. Not that they missed much. Calling the launch rough would be like calling a black hole a little dark. But let's start with the positives. At its core, No Man's Sky revolves around 4 pillars: exploration, survival, combat, and trading. Players dive into a procedurally generated universe of over 18 quintillion planets. Yes, more than a billion, trillion, or quadrillion. Each planet has unique ecosystems, letting players mine resources, upgrade gear, build bases, expand fleets, and unravel the mystery of the Atlas as they journey to the galaxy's center. One of the standout features of No Man's Sky was letting players name the planets and species they discovered, forever stamping their creativity, or lack thereof, into the universe. Filters were in place to avoid total chaos, but the internet found a way, gifting us treasures like a toxic planet named Meth, the hazardous desert planet Texas, and a death planet known as AIDS. Within just 24 hours, players discovered 10 million species, casually outclassing Earth's 8.7 million animal species. Nature, take notes. Sean Murray claimed it would take about 40 hours to reach the galaxy's center, without side quests. But was it the adventure everyone hoped for? The reaction was unforgettable. Let's unpack the chaos. Fun fact: Hello Games promised 4.3 billion planets, and gamers laughed, saying, "Sure, buddy." So instead of doubling down, they went nuclear, multiplying it by over 1 million to create 18 quintillion planets. It even earned them the Guinness World Record for most explorable planets in a video game. They didn't just silence the doubters, they rewrote the entire universe. No Man's Sky was supposed to launch as a cozy little indie rocket, anticipating a humble 15,000 players, like Far Cry Primal. Instead, the game went intergalactic, pulling in over 500,000 players in total on day one, dominating the PlayStation Store and hitting a peak of 212,000 concurrent Steam players. For comparison, Dark Souls 3, which was another big success, hit a peak of 129,000 earlier that year. But excitement faded quickly. Within a month, 99% of players disappeared on Steam, leaving a mere 2,100 players wandering its vast but empty worlds. The backlash was brutal. Critics praised its ambition and technical feats with a 71 Metacritic score, but many players felt deeply let down and even betrayed. Reviews ranged from "do not waste your money on this game" to "the most disappointing video game I've ever played." One frustrated player said, "Wow, I got this for free and still feel like I got ripped off," while others labeled it "one man's lie, no man's buy." Even players who saw potential said things like, "This sandbox with infinite opportunities is not yet fully implemented. I'm waiting for 18 quintillion patches to call the game a masterpiece." Sean Murray's ambitious vision for No Man's Sky fell painfully short, leaving players not just disappointed but outraged. The backlash escalated so intensely that Hello Games received death and bomb threats, forcing the studio to maintain constant contact with police for safety. Jeff Keighley, a prominent game journalist and the face of the Game Awards, tried to stop the train wreck before it left the station. He warned Sean Murray, telling him that the $60 price tag was too much given the game's state, suggesting an early access model instead. Murray's response? Reportedly telling Keighley he was too negative and avoiding further talks. Later, Keighley admitted the marketing had more red flags than a Tinder date and felt some responsibility for the whole mess. He announced that the Game Awards 2016 would only show near-completed games, with gameplay and Let's Play style formats instead of scripted, pre-rendered nonsense. Now, No Man's Sky is a textbook example of how not to promote a game. Step 1, don't promise the universe unless you've built it first. After the disastrous launch of No Man's Sky, Hello Games did what any reasonable studio would do. They disappeared into the void, like one of their procedurally generated planets, only communicating through patch notes for months. Even Sony president Shuhei Yoshida couldn't sugarcoat it, admitting their PR was awful, but still backing the developers. Meanwhile, the No Man's Sky subreddit became a nuclear fallout zone. It became so toxic that a mod shut it down temporarily, probably to save his own sanity. As if things couldn't get worse, Hello Games' Twitter got hacked and delivered the infamous tweet, "No Man's Sky was a mistake." Though the team quickly regained control, the damage was done, sparking confusion and pouring gasoline on an already volatile community. Thankfully, the No Man's Sky saga didn't end with players rage quitting and Twitter hacks. On November 25, 2016, Hello Games rose from the ashes with the Foundation update, finally breaking their silence. They said, "We've been quiet, but we're listening," which was basically code for, "Yeah, we know we messed up, big time." This marked the beginning of one of gaming's greatest redemption stories, a comeback no one saw coming. Fun fact, in September 2016, the UK's Advertising Standards Authority launched an investigation into No Man's Sky for misleading promotion. They checked out the trailers and screenshots, but proving false advertising for a game with 18 quintillion planets is like counting grains of sand on a beach. Even the ASA was like, "Yeah, no thanks." In the end, they ruled Hello Games didn't break any rules, handing them a cosmic get-out-of-jail-free card. Instead of taking the launch profits and disappearing to a beach in the Bahamas, No Man's Sky did the unexpected. They poured their launch revenue back into development, creating the game players had always dreamed of. The redemption arc began in November 2016 with the Foundation update, letting players choose a home planet and build a base using the resources they collected. It also added 2 modes: Survival Mode, for people who enjoy suffering, and Creative Mode, for those who think the universe should be a chill place to vibe. Multiplayer at launch? More like single player with trust issues. Murray claimed the odds of running into another player were incredibly slim, because 99.9% of planets would be unexplored. Spoiler alert, it was worse. The odds were zero, as multiplayer didn't exist. Later, Murray came clean, admitting limited multiplayer got scrapped due to development issues. Thankfully, the first update turned things around with the Galactic Hub. Players could finally work together to map planets, trade resources, and build interconnected colonies. Fun fact, at the 20th DICE Awards, No Man's Sky won the Innovation Award. Thinking they had no shot, they skipped the event and went out for dinner, probably halfway through dessert when the news hit. In March 2017, Hello Games dropped the Pathfinder update, adding base sharing and Exocraft.
Exocraft can now be constructed and summoned at any time, allowing for easier planetary navigation.
Essentially, space ATVs. Survival requires players to navigate hazardous planets and fend off hostile wildlife using an exosuit and multi-tool to gather resources. Grab the wrong one though, and Sentinels, robotic enforcers, will be on your tail. To make survival even harder, they introduced permadeath mode. One mistake, game over.
What was that?
Then came Atlas Rises, a game changer that added 30 hours of new story content for free. Most games would turn that into an overpriced DLC. It also introduced procedurally generated missions and joint exploration, an online co-op mode letting up to 16 players explore the same planet and communicate when nearby. Finally, multiplayer didn't feel like a ghost story anymore. Next up was, well, the next update, arriving with the Xbox One release. Multiplayer saw a major evolution, allowing up to 4 players to customize their avatars, team up to explore, build bases together, or even battle each other. The update also included a complete engine overhaul, enhancing how planets are generated and rendered. For many players, this was the about time moment, delivering the No Man's Sky experience they'd been dreaming about since launch. By leaning into community feedback, Hello Games did the impossible. They turned No Man's Sky into a success story. With every update, the game rebuilt its reputation, leaving its disappointing launch light years behind. What began as a disappointment evolved into one of the most celebrated redemption arcs in gaming history. The updates just kept coming. October 2018's The Abyss took a deep dive, literally, adding underwater biomes, new creatures, and bases, plus personal submarines. Just a month later, the Visions update added more diverse biomes and alien bases. And then came the Beyond update, which turned multiplayer into a galactic meetup and added VR mode. Critics loved it, calling it one of the best VR experiences available at the time. Fun fact, No Man's Sky Beyond for PlayStation 4 didn't just improve, it soared. It earned an 83 on Metacritic, 12 points higher than the original release. The user score? That went from a dismal 5.4 to an impressive 8.2. If redemption arcs were a competitive sport, Hello Games just took the gold medal. No Man's Sky kept surprising players with exciting updates. It's the gaming equivalent of, but wait, there's more. Synthesis brought Starship upgrades. Living Ship introduced sentient spacecraft. And Exomech delivered mech suits for braving deadly planets and looting everything in sight. June 2020 hit like a meteor. Cross-platform play, and over 1 million new players joined No Man's Sky through Xbox Game Pass. The Desolation update arrived with alien-packed rooms where players could throw hands or lasers for resources. By September, Origins reimagined the universe itself, adding star systems, volcanoes, dynamic weather, and sandworms that looked like they crawled out of a sci-fi blockbuster. Murray explained that while past patches added features, Origins focused on fixing variety, making the universe richer and more diverse. Fans responded with excitement, saying things like, "Can you hear us, Hello Games? Apology accepted," and praising the team as the most inspiring developers ever. The arrival of Xbox Series X and S and PS5 brought the Next Generation update, featuring stunning visuals and colossal bases. Interestingly, Sean Murray confirmed that even if a planet is discovered every second, it'll take 585 billion years to find them all. Translation? No, you're not finishing this game, ever. In 2021, No Man's Sky unleashed more updates because, apparently, Hello Games doesn't sleep. Fans, how many free updates do you need? Sean? Yes. Companions let players adopt alien creatures, like having their own intergalactic Pokemon. Expeditions added seasonal challenges with rewards so wild they included Mass Effect's Normandy spaceship, basically the ultimate crossover event. Prisms enhanced visual effects, while Frontiers said, "Why stop at exploring when you can build alien towns and play Space Sheriff? Defend your settlement like it's the Wild West, in space." By its 5-year anniversary, No Man's Sky pulled the ultimate Uno reverse card on Steam, climbing from overwhelmingly negative at launch to mostly positive. Journalists from The Gamer, IGN, and TechRadar praised it as one of gaming's greatest redemption arcs. 2022 proved No Man's Sky was still leveling up. The Sentinel update upgraded weapons, added fresh lore, and made combat feel like a sci-fi action movie. At the time, Murray said, "The team is always coming up with new things," which is code for, "We're not even close to done." Then came Outlaws, letting players become interstellar rebels, recruit their own squadrons, and experience enhanced space combat. Endurance stepped it up with upgraded capital ships, and the year ended with the launch on the Nintendo Switch. It added a relaxed mode for Switch players who think intense exploration is digging up fossils and checking turnip prices in Animal Crossing. No Man's Sky had already evolved into an intergalactic masterpiece, yet the free updates kept coming, faster than light-speed travel. This adventure was far from over. More exciting things were still waiting to be discovered among the stars. Fun fact, in No Man's Sky, everything from planets to creatures and weather is procedurally generated. Even the music. Based on the soundtrack by 65 Days of Static, it evolves as you explore, matching the mood. So when danger's near, the soundtrack basically tells you, "Good luck, buddy." In 2023, Fractal brought us closer to the future of gaming, leveling up VR with PlayStation VR 2 support. Perfect for immersing yourself in space while completely ignoring the fact that Earth is still falling apart. Interceptor unleashed Sentinel-infested planets. With the Mac OS release in June, even designers could trade their minimalist desks for starships, exploring the galaxy like cosmic hipsters. Then Echoes came along and added a hidden robotic alien society. By 2024, No Man's Sky launched to new heights. 8 years after its release, major free updates are still coming regularly. Gaming industry, are you paying attention? Omega revamped Expeditions, inviting players to team up for interstellar missions. And Orbital? It revolutionized ship customization with overhauled space stations. In July 2024, the World's Part 1 update came in like the Big Bang, reshaping No Man's Sky's planet generation system from the ground up.
We are completely refreshing the universe with new technology, new flora, new fauna, and new gameplay.
With upgraded clouds, water, weather effects, and more. The result? Steam's active users surged by over 200%, because who doesn't love a cosmic glow-up? The magic behind these upgrades came from tech powered by Hello Games' highly anticipated Light No Fire, a game that trades the infinite universe for one massive Earth-sized fantasy world. Let's just hope the hype lives up this time. No one wants a repeat of the launch day black hole of sadness. Next came Aquarius, bringing space fishing. Finally, a chance to be a cosmic fisherman. Then, Cursed showed up and said, "Fishing? Cute. Now brace for existential dread." From peaceful fishing to galactic terror, it just seems like a natural progression. Just as we were ready to launch our project after months of work, Hello Games hit us with a colossal update, World Part 2. Even 9 years later, in 2025, they keep expanding the game. Billions of solar systems, trillions of planets, and enough new content to make our heads spin. Sean Murray and his team pushed technology to the next level, and you can see the passion in his eyes.
Across the universe, we're adding billions of new solar systems and trillions of new planets.
No game has ever climbed out of the abyss like this one. Oh, and the new features? Gas giants 10 times bigger than any planet before, complete with massive storms. Oceans are deeper. Lighting has been completely revamped, making sunsets and night skies breathtaking. Space has never looked this good. Today, No Man's Sky is not just a game, it's a phenomenon with a thriving community. Hello Games did not just offer an apology, they put in the work, proving their dedication by constantly refining and expanding the universe. What once seemed like an impossible dream has now grown into something far beyond what anyone imagined at launch. The universe is bigger, richer, and more alive than ever before. What's next? That is locked away in Sean Murray's mind, and after surviving years of chaos and literal death threats, can you blame him for staying silent? The rise of No Man's Sky is legendary. In an industry obsessed with overpriced DLCs and squeezing players dry, this game stands as a beacon of hope. Proof that when you truly care about your game and your players, you can create something extraordinary.
I can't wait for people to explore this universe we've made with fresh eyes.
Fun fact, while most girlfriends would say something like, "Stop playing your silly space game," one heartwarming post on Reddit showed a different story about a couple in a long-distance relationship, living in different countries, who would get together in No Man's Sky to watch the same sunset together. And to make it even more adorable, Sean Murray saw it and shared it on Twitter. Who knew space could be this romantic?
Love is the one thing we're capable of perceiving that transcends dimensions of time and space.
From the disastrous launch to the incredible No Man's Sky of today, this is the ultimate redemption arc, something we never thought we'd see in a million light years. Just like No Man's Sky, we're also working hard to evolve Flatlife, except we skipped the disastrous launch and went straight to the good part. We've got some very exciting evolutions on the way, including the evolution of Bitcoin, Crash Bandicoot, and more. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on what's coming next.